My first question to you, sir. India has a new government in place right now, one that claims to be very pro-business. What's your thoughts on the India story right now?
Well, I think that your new Prime Minister has been amazing, and I speak from a person that looks from outside in. Coming from New York, the United States, I will say that his image and the way he's handled himself has been brilliant. He seems to have been a person that's been able to unite India and bring all factions together. And I think he's done an incredible job of unification. And again, that's so important for India because India was very divisive at one point and people were afraid to invest in India. I think they have great confidence in the new Prime Minister. So I congratulate India on that. And you know, look, India is an amazing country, a great country. And now with leadership, and I think you now have the right leadership, tremendous things will happen for India.
Now, apart from being a celebrated showman as well as a shrewd businessman, you are well known for being a real estate mogul. My question to you is, what is it that interests you the most about Indian real estate?
Well, I know so many people from India. They live in my buildings in New York part-time because they're from India, but they live, they have apartments in Trump Tower and Trump World Tower and Trump International Hotel and so many different places. And they're tremendous people. They're tremendous people. Many are friends of mine. And so many of them, they just love this country. They feel so strongly and so passionately about the country. And I think that may be rubbed off on me. So when we had the opportunity to do a great project in Mumbai with a great developer, Lota Group, they're fantastic and real professionals, and we jumped at it. You know, we'll turn down 20 and 30 deals for every one we do. We turn down many, many deals, and just because I don't want to do them. We don't need them. It doesn't matter. But we only want to do the ones that are important and the ones that can be great. And we think Trump Tower, Mumbai, is going to be a great project.
So would you say then that emerging markets are a big focus for you right now?
Well, I think so. Emerging markets, I don't consider this an emerging market. I consider this an amazing market. I think it's just unique. One of the things I've seen in Mumbai is that cities which aren't anything compared to Mumbai, the prices are much higher than in Mumbai, per square foot, per square meter. And I'm saying, you know, that's my kind of place because I'd like to get in there early. So I look at pricing in Mumbai to be so inexpensive when you look at London and you look at New York and you look at so many other cities, and then you look at lesser cities where the price is higher than Mumbai. And it never made sense to me, and that's one of the reasons we're doing the job.
Now, a lot of experts have felt that when you're looking at emerging markets, you will be looking at our arch rival China more than in India. Some feel that you feel this country is a better place for you to launch your brand. What do you say to that?
Well, I feel strongly about China also. I mean, China is an incredible country, obviously, and I think China is going to be, you know, another real power. It already is. We'll be doing things in China, and we'll be doing additional things in India.
Now, let's talk about the projects over here, the ones Trump Towers in Pune as well as in Mumbai. Do you feel, considering that the New York Trump Tower is so iconic, do you feel that the Indian namesakes will be able to live up to the brand?
Well, we're doing great buildings. They're both going to be great buildings. Very luxury, very high-end. And frankly, we didn't have to do as much as we did. We could have gotten away probably with the same pricing and done a lot less than we're doing. But we feel it's very important to come in with a bang and do it properly. So in both those instances, we are going to do something really special. And they're going to be great jobs. In Mumbai, where we haven't even really gone out, we've already sold over 100 units, as I understand it. And we opened the sales office this afternoon. We haven't even opened the sales office. So people are loving it. And they love the location. They love the building. But they are really loving the product. So we're very happy about that.
Now, talking about the product, this is coming up in a region where developers are falling over themselves to launch super luxury brands. They're bringing in international brands. How do you think the Trump Tower itself will be able to compete against such competition?
Well, there's no brand like Trump. We have the hottest brand in the world right now, and there's no brand like Trump. It's done tremendously all over the world, and I think Lota did the right thing when they called us because they knew what they were doing. And additionally, we're a real estate brand. We know what we're doing in real estate. Some of these brands are like celebrity names or celebrity whatever, maybe fashion names, but they know nothing about construction. They know nothing about concrete and glass. I know everything about those things. So we had a lot to do with the design of the building and the beauty of the building and really the functionality of the building. So we had a lot, and in addition to that, we had the best brand.
So are you looking at signing up similar deals with other developers in India and other markets, other cities?
Well, we're looking at a number of other deals. It's really, and as I said before, it's absolutely quality over quantity. We could do many jobs. I could leave today and sign a pocket full of jobs. I don't want to do that. For us, it's absolute quality is much more important than quantity, and that's why we're doing Mumbai. That's why we're doing, you mentioned two names. I mean, we're doing these two, and the only reason we're doing them is for the quality of it. We think they have tremendous potential. We could do many other jobs. We didn't like what we saw.
So can you give me a time frame on when you might expect some of these to work out?
Oh, I think we'll have other deals. I think we'll be doing hotels in India. We'll be doing a lot in India. India is an amazing place, and I know it well, and it's an amazing place.
Now, somebody who's built up a very successful real estate empire, what's your advice to Indian developers who are actually battling a slump of sorts right now?
Well, I think just keep doing good work and don't give up and keep working hard. And, you know, pricing in India is not like it is in other places. Pricing in India is not as high in many sections. And when I look at Mumbai and I look at the pricing, it never made sense to me because it seems so low. But I think to other developers or other entrepreneurs, you know, one thing about entrepreneurship, you have to love what you do, and you can never, ever quit or give up. Those are the two keys. And you have to have a good idea or product.
Now, in the past, you've stated a growing interest in the number of millionaires and billionaires coming out of India. Your son even talked about setting up an India-specific fund. What's going on there?
Well, I think that you have great entrepreneurs in India. I think that's a natural thing. It's almost a natural thing for India. But you have some of the great entrepreneurs in India and a tremendous flock of new ones coming up. And that's a very important thing. That's going to bring economics and money and lots of good things to India. I think it's a tremendous, and it's going to bring jobs. And that's a good thing for India.
So the fund, do you think that's going to be happening, or have you kept that on hold?
Well, it's not of priority to us, to be honest. And, you know, if you talk about a fund, we don't need money. So if you don't need money, there's no real reason. And we do for our own account. You know, we don't do for others. We do for our own account. And we love building great projects. And we love, in some cases, keeping them, or in some cases, selling units to people so they can benefit. But a fund is not of something that's overly interesting to me.
Now, talking about the branding and licensing again, two things. One is the Indian market, the realty market is going through a slump. And in the US, I understand you recently filed a suit to remove your name from two casinos in Atlantic City, saying they're not living up to your standards.
Right.
Considering the slump, do you think such a situation, scenario could actually happen here?
I loved Atlantic City. I was very successful in Atlantic City, but I left many years ago, and they have my name in the building, and they're not operating them in a standard that's good for my name. And so we've sued to get the name taken off the building, which will be, I think, successful. It's not a big thing, but it's important for us. I would say that, generally speaking, that will never happen to India. Atlantic City was absolutely overrun with competition from so many states, and I guess 80% of the casinos in Atlantic City are gone or gone bankrupt, and a lot of bad things happen. My timing, a lot of people say my timing was very good because I left at a certain period of time and had a great relationship with Atlantic City. But when somebody's using my name, they have to keep it at the highest levels, and they weren't able to do that, so that's why we're doing that.
In a way, you can say it's a warning of sorts to people you're partnering with in the future.
Well, that's true, and that's why it's so important to have a great partner. And I don't see a thing like that happening in India. It's a different kind of a world, a different kind of a market. It's a much bigger market. Obviously, Atlantic City is not a big market. India is too important for that to happen.
Now, having two Trump Towers in India and looking at future ones going ahead, this is a very big opportunity for you to expand your brand here. And I know that real estate is not the only thing you look at when you're looking at branding and licensing. So are you looking at other sectors, types in other sectors?
Not really. Real estate is my thing. You know, I've had great success in other things. The Apprentice was the #1 show in the United States, continues to be a great success. And who would have known that I was going to become a television star, but it happened. Another thing that was very successful, I wrote a book, and the book became the #1 business book ever of all time, as I understand it, and that was called Trump, the Art of the Deal. And so a lot of things have happened to me that I wouldn't have expected, but real estate is my big deal, and it's my big passion.
Last question to you. You've been tantalizing global audiences a lot with your political ambitions. Some say you're going to do it, some say you're not. There have been some speculation that you'll be running for the presidential office in 2016. Can you give some clarity on this?
Well, I'll look at it. The United States is not being properly run, and I will take a strong look at it. We have a big election coming up in November, in particular the Senate, which I think the Republicans will take. And after that, I'll give it very serious consideration. I'll look. I don't know what happened last time. Romney ran. He lost. something happened to him, and I can't tell you exactly what happened because it's an election that shouldn't have been lost. But I will take a very serious look at that.
So they should consider you a serious contender.
Well, I think if I ran, I'd do very well. I love what I'm doing. I love being in Mumbai today with Lota and the whole group and, doing this building. I really enjoy what I do. That's the thing I have most against running for president. But at the same time, the country needs leadership, and if it's not going to get it, if I don't see somebody that I think can do a great job, I will certainly consider it.